12th installment, all the way back to 2004. We are here at Road Atlanta, and we are here at the second round of 7 of the Formula Drift Championship. And here we are once again. I am Jared Dean, and with me is Ryan Sage. Ryan, great to have you up here, and great to be back at what I like to call the womb, the birthplace of Formula Drift.
Yeah, absolutely. Road Atlanta is where it all started. A great track, a driver's track, a fan's track. So many awesome attributes of being here this weekend, once again, for year number 12, and looking forward to a great show.
I have to say, this is where I think the best Formula Drift fans exist. Are you guys the best Formula Drift fans here in Atlanta? I mean, there's only 5 people here, and that's how loud they are. No, I'm just kidding. There's a lot more than that. Team Rowdy's here, the whole business, and Mark Lenardin is watching. He's got the best seat in the house. But we have the making of a great event. Let's lay down the format of today's event, because this is obviously today and tomorrow, but today being qualifying.
Well, as we get into today's format, it's a 2 non-consecutive run. Drivers are judged based on line, angle, and style. Drivers receive a score, each run with the higher of the 2 scores, moving them on or not moving them on into top 32 competition. Tomorrow, if we do have any ties, it is broken according to higher style score.
And this track, you know, it's basically, you know, it's created some, you know, epic stories. I mean, if you look back at Vaughn Gittin Jr. and Frederick Osbo just last year, the year prior, and then just, I mean, you look at overall, this track is just really cemented into the history of Formula Drift. But, you know, thinking back to last round, it should be pretty interesting. But let's look at the track here. I mean, the track, they paved this horseshoe, the keyhole, whatever you want to call it. They did this just for us. I mean, this is seen Petit Le Mans, road racing, even motorcycle, but for us, we have the keyhole.
Yeah, such a dynamic course. You can see that big, long down straightaway coming into that inside clip number 1, and then that power alley moving up into outer zone 1 and outer zone number 2 with the higher horsepower vehicles. Much easier to do that nowadays. Then transitioning into inner clip number 2, a lot of action there as they come off out of the keyhole, shooting back down the hill into the last inside clip and then across the finish line. One of my favorite tracks in the world, arguably one of the best, and really excited to see qualifying here tonight.
You finish where you start. You kind of go counter course, so it's unlike any other form of racing here at Road Atlanta. And, you know, like you said, we have the making of a great event. But, you know, style. We've seen some backwards entry over the years. The judges said, hey, there's only 5 points. If you get a backwards entry going to that first clipping point, sweet. You're going to get a maximum of 5 points. So the backwards entry, I don't think we're going to see much of it, because you just want to keep it clean, keep it fluid. But style, we definitely want to exude from the drivers, from their personality and their own style. It's 50 overall points of the 100-point score.
Yeah, being that it is such a big portion of your score, you want to know exactly how the judges are laying it down. Impact, fluidity, commitment, making up 30 points for the style judge, and then the line and the angle judge each have 10 points to allocate at a specific part of the course, and that's been dictated in the drivers meeting. So possible 100 points, 50% going to style, and we've seen some very stylistic driving already today in practice, and looking forward to some more tonight.
The only perfect score we've ever seen was from Tanner Faust years ago, and get this, he is back after many years of absence in the Formula Drift competition. He'll tell you the most nervous he's ever gotten in racing, and he comes from rally. He does rallycross now. I mean, he's racing, you know, he just came over from Europe and doing you know, some road racing. He gets most nervous when he's behind the wheel of a Formula Drift vehicle. But let's talk about how you can be a hero to being a zero, Ryan. I mean, because there's some certain instances where you're going to get dealt a zero.
Yeah, you know, drifting is known for how do you actually achieve the highest score, but of course, there's always a way that you can get in a zero. Right here on the board, you can see an incomplete initiation. This is just not a fluid dynamic initiation where you either initiate and go back to 0 degrees and try to reinitiate, spinning out of course, an obvious straightening, opposite drift, 2 tires clearly seen off course. If your hood, hatch, trunk, or doors open at any time during your run, that can be deemed a zero. Debeating a tire, this is actually a new one for the 2015 season, so keep an eye out for that. Contact with a wall or object causing a change in drift. Not too much of that going on here with no walls, but nonetheless, that makes up your zero list.
All right, so we've seen the zeros, and now you know, we're getting the stage set. You know, if we're only in the second round of the 7-round championship. So, Ron, you got to think, you know, Chris Forsberg was the big, you know, kind of story here, coming, you know, so much momentum from last year. You know, his kryptonite, Frederick Osbo and Vaughn Gittin Jr. And who's atop the podium there in Long Beach?
Well, yeah, you know, the story has been all Frederick Osbo coming out of Long Beach, but you have to look at the details to really see how that competition went down. Odie Bakshi's taking him on in a final. There was a lot of contact. There was action on course between those two guys. And the storyline really coming into Atlanta is who is going to be able to take out Frederick Frederick Osbo. We've seen Von Gittin Jr. and him do battle here many times before to create some very memorable experiences, not only for themselves, but also for the fans. And things just very uniquely seem to happen here at Road Atlanta.
I mean, it's like you said, you have the making just it's a storm, sometimes literally, but figuratively today, fortunately, we don't see the actual Mother Nature rear ugly head. But let's take a look at the overall Formula Drift Championship standings. We just talked about it. There's Frederick Osbo sitting high atop the podium. This is only round two. This is out only after round one. But Odie Bakshi sitting second. Ryan Turk. Look at Matt Field. He's fourth, and Von Gittin Jr. But we talked about it. Forsberg sitting all the way down there in ninth.
Yeah, it was really interesting to see coming out of Long Beach. I mean, Ryan Turk in particular in that third place spot was actually knocked out during a competition timeout in which he made contact with Frederick Osbo. He looks very, very fluid and comfortable in that car. Expect great things for him throughout this season. But a lot of guys right here, and as we take a look at Chris Forsberg, this is the incident that actually knocked him out early on in Long Beach. Just an untypical mistake by Chris. I expect him to come back and be strong in this round. You know, he's known for his consistency, but everybody makes mistakes. And ironically, it was against Patrick Mordaunt, who has a history of taking out some of the top names in very unique situations.
And that was a case of, you know, Pat not taking him out. Regardless, he drove great, drove phenomenally. I had to call him after the event and say, man, your program's just stepped up. You've grown up. We've seen you grow up. But, man, that was a case of Chris Forsberg taking himself out. But he knows this track better than probably anybody else. I mean, he's gone around it. He's one of those handful of veterans that have been around since day one. Von Gittin Jr., Chris Forsberg, Dayu Shahar, Ken Gucci, and I believe that's about it. So it's you know, it's awesome. I mean, we're seeing, you know, Tanner Faust back in the mix, but another notable name, international, the Kiwi, Mad Mike Wadette is in the building in his 4-rotor twin-turbo Mazda MX-5, and it is a beast. And he was looking great in practice. He had some, you know, just working out the bugs. But Ryan, are you excited?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you've seen the convergence of some of the best drifters in the world come into the series this year. We saw a little bit of action in Long Beach. Tanner, unfortunately, didn't make it through into the latter rounds, but he is looking very, very solid here today in practice. We'll sure to see him in qualifying in just a little bit, see where he actually positions himself. But a great night of competition here as we get underway in qualifying here tonight.
All right, so the webcast is live. Tell your friends, share it on Instagram. Hashtag FDATL at Formula D on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. We have things for sale. Check out the FD Takata wall. So many things to see and do. Round 2 of the Formula Drift Championship presented by GoPro here at Road Atlanta.